I trusted him. My best friend, my confidant, the guy I'd call at 2 a.m. when life got heavy. We shared dreams, secrets, plans to conquer the world together. Then one day, I turned my back, and he took what was mine. A project, a chance, a piece of my future. It wasn't betrayal in a movie villain way, just a quiet move that left me stunned. That S when I learned a truth I wasn't ready for. Friendship can blind you, but enemies? They keep you sharp. Welcome back to our series on the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is Volume 3, and today I'm diving deep into Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. It's a law that stings, one I've lived through, and one you need to hear. From my mistakes to the strategies that saved me, let's unpack this together. Buckle up, it's a wild ride. I still feel that sting sometimes. His name was Jake, my closest friend for years. We were tight, same goals, same hustle. I told him everything. My ideas, my fears, my next moves. Then he used it, pitched my concept to our boss as his own. I wasn't mad at first, just confused. Weren't we in this together? That is when I reopened the 48 Laws of Power and found Law 2 staring back at me. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. It was like Greene had seen my life and written the cure. That betrayal reshaped how I see loyalty, rivalry, everything. If you're just joining us, welcome to our journey through Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. In Volume 1, we broke down why this book's a masterclass in navigating influence. Volume 2 tackled Law 1. Never outshine the master, where I shared how I learned to manage egos above me, sometimes the hard way. Now, we're shifting gears to Law 2, and it's a gut punch. This law isn't about bosses or ladders. It's about the people closest to you, and the ones you'd rather avoid. Friends and enemies. I'm telling this from my perspective, not as someone who's got it all figured out, but as someone who's been burned, rebuilt, and learned to play smarter. Over the next 45 minutes, I'll walk you through the background of this law, the problems it solves, its purpose, stories from my life and beyond, and tips to use it today. This isn't just theory. It is survival in a world where trust can be a trap. Why Law 2? Because it flips everything you think you know about relationships. We're taught to trust friends, fear enemies. Greene says, think again. Friends can lull you into complacency. Enemies keep you alert. It's not cynical, it's real. I've lived it, and I bet you have too. So let's start at the root. Where does this law come from, and why does it hit so hard? That's my story, and this video begins. Let's talk about the problem Law 2 tackles, because I've lived it. I used to think trust was a gift. Give it freely, and you'd get loyalty back. Jake proved me wrong, and it wasn't just him. The problem is simple but brutal. Friends know too much, and that makes them dangerous. We open up, share our plans, our fears, thinking it's safe. But what happens when their envy kicks in, or their ambition? That's where I got burned, and it's why Law 2 exists. Here's my story. Jake and I were inseparable. Same industry, same goals. We'd brainstorm late into the night, swapping ideas for campaigns, startups, big moves. I trusted him with my best pitch, a guerrilla marketing stunt, edgy and new. I told him every detail, thinking we'd pitch it together. And then he went silent. A week later, I hear he's pitched my idea to our boss, solo. It landed, he got the credit, and I was left looking like the tag-along. I was furious, but worse, I was shocked. Why didn't I see it coming? Law 2 answered, I trusted too much. That's the core issue. Friendship blinds you. We assume friends want our success, but they're human. They feel envy, insecurity, competition. Greene says friends betray faster than strangers because they're closer. They see your wins up close, and it stings. I saw this beyond Jake. A colleague, Lisa, was my work buddy. I shared a job lead, a promotion I was eyeing. She applied behind my back and got it. She wasn't malicious, just opportunistic. Law 2's problem isn't that friends are bad, it's that closeness creates risk. And it's not just work. I saw this in my personal life. My cousin, Alex, was like a brother. We'd plan trips, dream about starting a business. I told him about a side hustle I was building, a small e-commerce thing. He was all in, until he launched a similar gig, same niche, same market. He didn't steal my idea, but he used what I shared. I felt betrayed, but Law 2 made it clear. I gave him the blueprint. The problem? Oversharing with someone too close to my path. Now, the enemy part, that's trickier. I used to avoid rivals like the plague. Why deal with tension? But Law 2 points out the flip side. Enemies keep you alert, but we waste that. I had a coworker, Mark, who always challenged me, critiqued my work, pushed back in meetings. I hated it, saw him as a threat. But ignoring him was the problem. He wasn't out to ruin me. He was just hungry like me. Law 2 says, use that energy, don't dodge it. My mistake was writing him off instead of turning his drive to my advantage. Today, this problem's amplified. Social media makes us overshare. Wins, plans, dreams, all public to friends who might compete. I've seen posts cost people deals because a buddy got jealous and leaked info. Enemies, meanwhile, are dismissed. Block, mute, done. But Law 2 says that's a missed opportunity. Friends can lull you, enemies can push you. The problem is our instinct. Trust the cozy, fear the cold. Greene flips it, and it's why I needed this law. So why does Law 2 matter? After Jake, I was cynical, ready to trust no one. But rereading Greene, I saw Law 2 wasn't about paranoia. It was about clarity. Its purpose isn't to make you cold, it's to make you sharp. For me, it was a lifeline, teaching me how to protect my dreams without losing my heart, and how to turn tension into power. That's what I want to share with you. Let's unpack it. Law 2's purpose is to keep you safe in a world where loyalty is not guaranteed. Friends feel like home, but that comforts the trap. Greene says their closeness makes them unpredictable. Envy, rivalry, even boredom can turn them. Law 2 says, don't bet everything on their goodwill. Instead, set boundaries, stay vigilant. It's not about cutting friends off, it's about keeping your guard up so you're not blindsided like I was. Here's how it worked for me. Post Jake, I got cautious, not distant, just strategic. I landed a new gig, teamed up with a coworker, Rachel. We clicked, same vibe, same goals. I wanted to spill everything, like with Jake, but Law 2 stopped me. I shared ideas, but not my full playbook. When we pitched together, I let her take lead sometimes, kept my cards close. It paid off. She stayed loyal, but I wasn't exposed. The purpose? Protect your edge without losing connection. Now, the enemy part. That's where Law 2 gets wild. Its purpose isn't just defense, it's offense. Enemies aren't just threats, they're tools. Greene says they're motivated, predictable, useful. Turn their energy to your gain. I tried this with Mark, that rival I mentioned. Instead of dodging him, I invited him to collaborate on a small project. I gave him a role where his skills shined, but I set the terms. He worked hard, partly to outdo me, sure, but it lifted us both. Our project got noticed, and I got credit for leading. There's Law 2's purpose here is leverage. Use an enemy's drive to fuel your win. This applies beyond work. I had a falling out with a friend, Sam, over a misunderstanding. He became an enemy, not a villain, just someone I didn't trust. Instead of freezing him out, I kept him close. At a group event, I asked him to lead a task I knew he'd nail. He did, and it thawed things. Law 2's purpose isn't grudges, it's strategy. Enemies, handled right, can rebuild bridges or clear paths. Greene's stories seal it. Cosimo used rivals to stabilize his power. Enemies with stakes in his success didn't rebel. Even modern leaders do this. CEOs hiring critics to expose flaws. Politicians co-opting opponents. The purpose is control. Don't let friends' familiarity dull you. And don't let enemies' hostility waste you. For me, Law 2 was freedom. It let me trust wisely, fight smartly, and turn chaos into opportunity. Now, let's make this real. Law 2 isn't just Rome or Renaissance plots. It's in my life, your life, the world around us. I've seen it in friendships, workplaces, even headlines. Let me share 3 stories, 2 personal, 1 global, to show how never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies plays out. These aren't just tales. They're proof this law shapes outcomes, and ignoring it costs you. First, my Jake story. Let's go deeper. We were in our late 20s, both chasing big breaks in advertising. Jake was my wingman. We'd swap ideas over beers, plan pitches, dream of running our own agency. I had this concept, a street art campaign, interactive, risky. I laid it all out for him, every step, thinking we'd build it together. Then he ghosted me for days. Next thing I know, he's in our boss's office, presenting my campaign. It launched, went big, and Jake got a raise. I confronted him. "What the hell?" He shrugged, said it just happened. I was gutted, not just for the idea, but for the trust. Law 2 would have saved me. If I'd held back, shared less, I'd have kept control. Now, a time I got it right. After Jake, I worked with Rachel, that coworker I mentioned. We were tight, but I was cautious. We collaborated on a client pitch. Big stakes, big spotlight. I had a killer angle, but instead of spilling it all, I shared pieces, let her add hers. When we presented, I gave her the mic for key parts. She shined, but I'd set the frame. The client signed, we both got props, and no one felt stepped on. Later, I used Law 2's enemy side. A guy at work, Tom, was my rival, always pushing, always critical. I didn't freeze him out. I asked him to join a side project, gave him a clear role. He delivered, we won, and I got the nod for leading. Law 2 worked, guard friends, use foes. Now, a bigger stage, Elon Musk. Yeah, the tech titan. Early in Tesla's days, Musk had friends in Silicon Valley, investors, peers, who knew his plans inside out. Some turned sour, leaking doubts about Tesla's viability to the press. Musk learned fast. Oversharing with friends cost him. So, he pivoted to Law 2's second half. He engaged critics, analysts, short sellers by addressing their attacks head-on, even hiring skeptics to stress test his ideas. It wasn't cozy, but it worked. Tesla grew stronger, partly because Musk used enemies' pressure to sharpen his game, while keeping allies at arm's length. Law 2 in action. Trust sparingly. Leverage boldly. These stories, Jake, Rachel, and Tom, Musk, show Law 2's stakes. Overtrust friends, like I did, and you're exposed. Manage them, like with Rachel, and you're safe. Ignore enemies, and you miss leverage. Use them, like Tom or Musk, and you gain. I've seen this law everywhere. Group chats where pals spill secrets, rivals who push you to level up if you let them. Social media's a trap. Share too much, and your friend might swipe your vibe. Law 2's a compass. Once you use it, you navigate better. But Law 2's not about walls. It's about windows. My Jake fiasco taught me to guard, not isolate. Musk didn't ditch allies. He chose them wisely. The real-life lesson? This law keeps you awake, turns risks into tools. It's not the whole game, but it's a damn good play. So, how do you live Law 2? I've learned, through betrayal and breakthroughs, that it's not about distrusting everyone or picking fights. It's strategy, balance, power. Here are 5 practical tips, forged in my own battles, to help you never overtrust friends and use enemies wisely. These work anywhere, work, home, online. Let's dive in. Tip 1. Share selectively with friends. Don't spill your whole game. With Jake, I gave him my blueprint. Dumb move. Now, I share enough to connect, not expose. With Rachel, I toss out half an idea. What do you think of this angle? And let her fill in. It builds trust without risk. At home, I do this with my cousin Alex. Talk dreams, but keep my next step vague. It's not secrecy, it's safety. Tip 2. Watch for envy signals. Friends don't always say they're jealous. It shows. A backhanded compliment, a sudden silence when you win. I missed this with Jake. His nice idea had an edge I ignored. Now I notice, if a pal downplays my success, I pull back. Online, it's likes that don't come or comments that sting. Spot envy early, and you can guard your moves without drama. Tip 3. Give enemies a stake. Don't dodge rivals, use them. With Tom, I gave him a role where he could shine, but I set the rules. He pushed hard, we won, I led. Greene says enemies work for you if they're invested. Try it. A coworker who clashes? Pair up on a task you control. They'll hustle, partly to beat you, but it lifts you both. It's not friendship, it's leverage. Tip 4. Stay alert, not paranoid. Law 2's not about cutting friends off, it's about staying awake. I still love my crew, but I don't assume they're saints. With Rachel, I'd check in. We good on this pitch? To catch any tension early. Online, I don't post my big plans, just results. Vigilance means you trust, but verify. It's how you keep bonds without blind spots. Tip 5. Know the reversal. Greene says every law has a twist. Blind trust is bad, but so is zero trust. You'll end up alone. And enemies? Sometimes they're not worth using. Too toxic, too costly. I had a rival once, super aggressive. I tried collaborating, but he sabotaged it. Lesson? Pick your enemies wisely. Leverage those with potential. Sidestep the rest. Balance is Law 2's heart. These tips are my roadmap. With friends, I mix tips 1 and 4. Share smart, stay alert. With rivals, tip 3's gold. Give them a stake, watch them work. Test these yourself. In group projects, hold back one key idea. With a tense coworker, offer a small olive branch, see if they bite. Law 2's not about fear, it's about control. Use it, and you'll move smarter. I'll never forget Jake's pitch. The moment I learned Law 2 the hard way. It broke something in me, but it built something stronger. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies isn't about closing your heart. It's about opening your eyes. It is the second law because it is the second test. Can you navigate the people beside you, allies and rivals, without losing your edge? I've been burned, I've bounced back, and I'm still sharpening my game. Now it's your move. This series is about mastering power, and Law 2's a cornerstone. We've traced its roots, Caesar's fall, Cosimo's cunning. We've nailed the problem, friends' closeness, enemies' waste. We've seen its purpose. Guard your trust, harness tension. My stories, Musk's moves. They show Law 2's alive, from happy hours to headlines. The tips? They're yours. Share smart, watch envy, use rivals. Law 2's a wake-up call. Get it right, and you're ready for what's next. Speaking of next, Volume 4's coming. Law 3, conceal your intentions. It's a masterclass in mystery, strategy, and staying one step ahead. You won't want to miss it. Subscribe now, hit that bell, and let's keep rolling. Got a Law 2 story? A friend who flipped? A rival you turned? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading, and your insights might spark our next video. One last thought before I go. Law 2's personal, because it's human. We all trust, we all clash. Mastering this law means mastering relationships, not with walls, but with wisdom. It's not the whole game, but it's a bold play. So take what we've covered. Watch your circle, weigh your foes, and choose your trust like you choose your moves, carefully. I'll see you for Law 3. Until then, stay sharp.